All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode here on the Multi-Gen Collectibles YouTube channel, where we are going back into time. That's right, we're getting nostalgic on everybody, looking at this old collection that my grandmother and I had from 1988-ish to about 1994-ish. And at this point, if you have been watching these videos and interacting with the videos and maybe making some comments, you're subscribed to the channel, I really appreciate that. So thank you very, very much for joining me as I reflect and go back into this collection and really share the journey of that collection with you. Now, as you know, many of these cards I have not seen in 30 to 35 years, and in some recent cases, I took a look at them just to do some consolidation, in which we're going to get into today. So as we get back into this box that we left off on from the previous video, that's exactly what we're doing. We are going back into this box as I have already begun to consolidate some cards. So we left off with our Score 1991 cards. Today we're going to get back into some Score 91 and then what looks like maybe some Donruss. And I'll confirm in a moment which year that is. So let's dive right in. All right. Some of you remember from your collecting journey in the early 90s the Score Dream Team subset. And I always liked these as a kid. I remember liking the style of this card. I think my grandmother liked the style of this card as well. But the whole black and white grayscale photo, I thought that was really dope. So leading it off, we have Randy Myers when he was with the Cincinnati Reds, kicking off the Dream Team, and looks like we have quite a few of those. Then you have Frank Viola. I think he was pitching with the New York Mets at the time of this photo, which is why he's got the apple, right? New York City, the Big Apple. Let's see here. 1991. Yes, looks like he was with the Mets at that time. And I don't remember if he went to Minnesota after or if he was in Minnesota before. But looks like Viola's with the Mets, throwing some apples at hitters. Quite a few of those. We have Benito Santiago, Wade Boggs, Barry Larkin, Roberto Alomar when he was still with the Padres. This is before he went to Toronto. Will the Thrill Clark with the lightning bolt. Look at that, lightning bolt on the bat. That's a cool little touch right there. That's a nice little detail to throw in there. And of course, he's in his blazer, got his suit on, maybe because he was playing for San Francisco and he felt like he had to be classy. I don't know. Doug Jones throwing heat. Look at that. Look at that Photoshop. Or maybe it wasn't Photoshop. Maybe it was really a flame on the ball. Oh, Dave Stewart. Gotta love this photo, man. Gotta love this photo. Dave Stewart just giving that look, the death stare. I don't think you want to mess with Dave Stewart. Well, we got quite a few of those. So, looks like from the box that these originally were in, these are the Dream Team 1991 Score subset. Let's throw Dave Stewart right there, right? Now we're gonna get into another little stack here. We're gonna split that up into probably two sub stacks, two smaller stacks. That way we don't have to go over too much. We've seen these photos, we've seen these cards before. Looks like we have some more of the 1994 Donruss set. I would not be surprised, again, if we had enough to either have another set or close to it. My grandmother did have these as extras. These were just a lot of cards that were not put into the sets that she was building, so we have a lot of repetition, a lot of repetitive cards. And here we have some more. So let's dig into this 1994 Donruss stack of cards. Leading it off, we have Moises Alou. Oh, look who it is. Man, look who it is. I was not ready for that. I didn't know he was going to be right there that quickly. But there he is. There's the kid. Now, I do want to mention, these specific cards were cards from the players that I considered the more notable players of this time. So whether they're Hall of Fame players, second tier players, future Hall of Fame players, or as I've said before, players that should be in the Hall of Fame, but because of certain things that were going on in the 80s and 90s, they will never be inducted or haven't been inducted yet. As you can see, you've got players like Jack McDowell, Greg Jeffries, who are easily second tier players. You've got this man right here, Ricky Henderson, one of the greatest of all time. I wish he was still a Oakland A's player at that time, but he went off and had to do his thing in Toronto. And sadly, these two players, right? And Tony Gwynn, Ricky Henderson, Ryan Sandberg have passed away at a very young age, unfortunately. Then you got players like Dwight Gooden, who should be in the Hall of Fame, easily second tier players. Dennis Eckersley in the Hall of Fame. Robin Yount in the Hall of Fame. Carlos Baerga, David Justice. Why is David Justice not in the Hall of Fame? That's what I want to know. Palmero should be in the Hall of Fame. Cecil Fielder, look at that swing. Just crushing it. And just to go back a few of these cards, the photography in the early to mid 90s, live in action shots started to, in my opinion, just really make baseball cards really exciting and fun. Like this. Look at that play. You got Craig Biggio sliding into second, Ozzie Smith turning the double play. Like, come on, man. Photography in action, just beautiful. Ron Gant hitting a line drive somewhere. Ruben Sierra when he was with Oakland. I remember I was already a fan of his before he got to Oakland, and then once he arrived, it was, even better. Another Will Clark rounding second base. Look at Kenny Lofton. Cal Ripken Jr., Steve Avery, Mo Vaughn, there he is, Big Mo. Barry Larkin, completing a double play perhaps. Paul O'Neill, on his way to winning a championship with the Yankees. Juan Gonzalez, crushing it. This is what I'm talking about, man. These cards, they're not superfractors and patch autos and all kinds of whatever you want to call them nowadays, but they're just great photography, fun cards that as a kid I enjoyed, and I could see why people enjoyed them even as adults at that time. Sandy Alomar Jr., George Brett, Kurt Gibson. Let's see here. We have a checklist with Ryan Sandberg to commemorate his 2,000 career hits. You also have this checklist to commemorate Cal Ripken Jr.'s 2,000 career hits. Then you have players like Jeff Conine, who were just starting to get into the league. Bo Jackson, man, one of my favorite players of all time. Look at that. Bo Jackson with the White Sox. And I love the simplicity of the gold foil. Like, look at that. The shine off the light, and then if you change the angle, you don't see it as much, but the photography, the gloss of the card looks great. Oh, look at Pedro Martinez when he was with the Dodgers. Again, Hall of Famer. Jeff Kent just got inaugurated into the Hall of Fame, so now he's a Hall of Famer. Alan Trammell, Hall of Famer. Ricky Henderson with his 2,000 career hits on a checklist. Look at that. Darryl Strawberry, man. Such a fan favorite. So again, the simplicity of the design, the simplicity of the gold leaf. I just love how it looks. There's Bobby Witt. Again, you know why he's in these. And then you have the back, also full photo, right? And I think that's the cool part about these mid-90s cards also, is you start to see the full photo, the full card photography. Raul Mondesi, Rondell White, rated rookie. Oh, look who that is. Look who that is. Manny Ramirez, rated rookie. Donruss. They went away from that blue font that they were so famous for, and now they added a different look to their rated rookie card, right? And now they brought back the rated rookie original logo, which is cool. Salomon Torres, Omar Vizquel. Some say he should be in the Hall of Fame. Mike Mussina, Hall of Fame pitcher. Just got inaugurated as well. Darren Daulton. Many say he should be in the Hall of Fame. Eric Karros. Dodger fans probably think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Then you've got this man, Sammy Sosa. Winfield in the Hall of Fame. McGuire. Well, we know where he should be, right? He should be in the Hall of Fame too. Then you have Tim Raines, who is in the Hall of Fame on this checklist, commemorating his 2,000 career hits. John Smoltz in the Hall of Fame as a pitcher. Dominant pitcher in the early 90s. Bernie. Look at Bernie Williams. Some people say he should be in the Hall of Fame too, and I was actually surprised to learn that he's not, only because of the role that he played with the Yankees during the mid to late 90s and early 2000s, winning championships with the Yankees. I would have thought he would be in the Hall of Fame. Tim Raines is in the Hall of Fame, and there's Dave Stewart with Toronto. And then you have Edgar Martinez in the Hall of Fame. So there's a number of players that you think would be, or should be, or could be, and are not. And you're just left wondering, why not? Why are they not? All right, let's get into this last little stack right here. And since we are looking at the 94 Donruss set, it wouldn't be complete without card number 1. So once again, here we have another Nolan Ryan career salute. 27 years in the league. Just phenomenal. Mike Piazza, Hall of Fame catcher. Gary Sheffield, look at that. Talk about photography. Look at that. Catching the bend of the bat after he hits the ball. Roberto Alomar. John Kruk. About to hit the ball. Look at that ball. Talk about photography. Robin Ventura. Paul Molitor in the Hall of Fame. Kirby Puckett also in the Hall of Fame. Fred McGriff in the Hall of Fame. Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt, in the Hall of Fame. Look at that card. Such a nice, simple design, yet such a nice card. Don Mattingly, not in the Hall of Fame, which is so surprising because you would think that this dude right here single-handedly helped kind of, I don't want to say bring the New York Yankees back to relevance, but they were just not a good team for many years, and he was kind of like the only bright spot on the team from what I remember. Then you have this man, Barry Bonds. Some will argue is the greatest hitter ever. I don't know. Some will argue against that. Benito Santiago, Bobby Bonilla, Andres Galarraga, Tim Salmon, the big unit, Randy Johnson, Albert Bell, John Olerud, Lou Whitaker, Ozzie Guillen, Mark Grace, Jim Abbott, Roger Clemens. Look at that. Joe Carter, Mr. Walkoff, Jeff Bagwell, again, Tom Glavine, a couple Hall of Famers there, Lenny Dykstra. Very intense player, man. This dude played with passion. Jose Canseco with the Rangers by this point. Larry Walker, Hall of Famer. Matt Williams, could be, should be, just like Jay Buhner. So again, I have gone through, oh, look at Ramon Martinez. And there's Pudge, yep, Pudge Rodriguez. So I went through and just, consolidated a bunch of the 94 Donruss, put them into this box with these scorecards because I was like, you know what, let me just get the better players, the top tier players, and we'll just kind of highlight those individual cards since we don't have any parallels. Again, we don't have any multicolored parallels from this era. We don't have too many inserts. Fernando Valenzuela, may he rest as well, gone too soon. Dennis Martinez, el presidente. And there's Dion. Look at Prime Time. Prime Time. Coach Prime. Before he was Prime. Before he was Coach Prime, right? Prime Time before he was Coach Prime. Is what I'm trying to say. Reggie Sanders, Tony Gwynn, 2000 Hit Club, The Hawk, Andre Dawson. Look at Chipper Jones. Harold Baines, Hall of Famer. Shawan Dunston, amazing shortstop. Rick Sutcliffe, I believe he's in the Hall of Fame. Dave Henderson, still smiling. Look at that. How about on the back? Still smiling. Look at that. Dave Henderson's always smiling. Dave Winfield, 3000 Hit Club. Todd Van Poppel. Such a big name in the early 90s, mid 90s. Carlos Delgado should be a Hall of Famer. Right? Another rated rookie card from 94. Should be a Hall of Famer. Mark Newfield, rated rookie card. Kurt Schilling. Should be, could be a Hall of Famer. J.R. Phillips, rated rookie. 2,000 strikeouts for this man. Roger Clemens. Could be, should be a Hall of Famer. Rod Beck is a Hall of Famer. Madre Cummings, rated rookie card. Javi Lopez. I believe Javi Lopez is a Hall of Famer now, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he is. This guy right here, Klesko, just crushing the ball. Such a great swing. Man, they had such a stacked team. 94, 95, 96, 97, 98. Eric Davis, may he rest in peace. Gone way too young as well. Eric Davis, at this time with the Tigers. Scott Ruffcorn, rated rookie. Jeffrey Hammonds, rated rookie. The Hall of Famer Lee Smith. Cliff Floyd, rated rookie. And then you have the 2,000 strikeouts with Mark Langston. So that concludes this video in which we took a look at that Score 91 Dream Team subset, which was full of subsets. That Score set had hella subsets, from the No Hit Club to the Dream Team to the All-Star Big Head drawings to the what else was there? Oh, they had so many subsets in that series, or in that set. So we're gonna finish off this video. We've got our 94 Donruss. We're gonna set that little stack right there. We have our 94 Donruss. We have our Dream Teams, and we have another set of stacks that we have looking in the box for the next video. All right. So thank you for joining me once again. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for spending some time with me and getting nostalgic as we go back through this junk wax era set of cards. And we'll see you in the next video. All right, peace out.